I am going to be a full-time content creator.
My dream job is to escape the 9-to-5.
Place where all are welcome.
You are awful! There's nobody on the face of this earth that wants this shit more than me. That's a fact.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh my God. Let's go. The greatest to ever do it.
This is a video I never thought I would make, but here goes nothing. Before getting into the nitty gritty, I do want to take a little trip down memory lane all the way back to 2020. At the time, I was just a 22-year-old husband and father of one. I was working at one of the most innovative, newest steel mills in the world. It was a six-figure job that a lot of men, both young and old, would kill to have. But I absolutely hated the place. I hated the smell. I hated my boss. Hey, if you're watching this, I still don't like you. I really even grew to kind of hate myself just because I was so unhappy all the time. But then one day in early 2020, I walked in for a night shift. We were in the middle of a shutdown, which is where you shut the mill down to work on stuff. I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm talking about, but my shift coordinator walked up to me and he said, "Hey, Robbie, how you doing?" And I said, "Great. Ready to go home." Keep in mind, it was about 6:15. Shift starts at 6, so do the math. Well, then he said, "You just got here. You've been off for 4 days." And then I said, "I know. It wasn't long enough." Typically, this was just everyday steel mill talk. You know, if you work in a blue-collared environment, you know what that's like. You just say, "Ah, man, I hate this place. Can't wait for 6." And then the other guy's like, "Yeah, man, F them." It's just everyday industrial plant talk. But that's not what happened here. He looked me in my eyes and said something that I will never forget. He said, "If you truly feel that way, you owe it to yourself to go find something that you don't feel that way about." And then he walked away. He didn't say it angrily. He didn't say it in a rude way or anything. It was just very sincere. And to be honest with you, it really pissed me off. It was like, who does this guy think he is? Like, you're just supposed to agree with me and then walk away like a normal person. But he didn't. What he said to me stuck with me for literally weeks, and I could not stop thinking about it. And as the weeks went by, I just couldn't help but feel in my heart just a tugging at my spirit that life is too short for this. Life is too short to clock in, clock out, pay taxes, and die. All I really did at the time was spend time with my wife and son and lift weights. That's really all I had going for me. But it wasn't long after that conversation with my shift coordinator that a little game called Call of Duty Warzone came out. And that was really where everything changed for me. At the time, I did play video games. Like, I would get on probably 2-3 times a week just to play with the homies, play a little Fortnite or something. I did grow up playing a lot of video games, but as I got older, I just kind of grew away from it a little bit. But I absolutely fell in love with Warzone. When it came out, that's when like COVID and quarantine and all that stuff was going on. So literally all anybody did was play that game. And when I was at work or whatever and I couldn't play the game, I started watching videos about the game on YouTube. And that was when I was introduced to the world of gaming content creation. I started watching a lot of different Call of Duty YouTubers: Wildcat, Dismo, Swag, Tim the Tatman, Nick Mercs, Doc, all those guys. And it wasn't long before I realized that this is what I was searching for. Making videos about something I'm passionate about, entertaining millions of people in the process. A career in gaming content creation was everything I ever wanted. So long story short, I built my own gaming PC, bought a face cam, and started making videos. And they were completely and totally ass, man. I had no idea what I was doing. I barely talked. All I did was play the game and try to drop a lot of kills, die a lot, and then cry about it. But even though I sucked at it, I pretty much could feel it in my bones that this is what I was supposed to be doing. I was like, yeah, I suck. Like, I'm not very good at this yet, but one day I know I'm going to be. So I spent the next 2 to 3 years making Call of Duty content, and I eventually started doing pretty well. I mostly focused on short form content on TikTok and Facebook, with Twitch streams and the occasional YouTube video sprinkled in that would get about 112 views. I was slowly getting better and better, and it wasn't long before I found myself getting millions of views every month. Call of Duty had its ups and downs, but for the most part, I was enjoying what I was doing, even though I wasn't making a whole lot of income from it yet. Now, let's fast forward to early 2023. Call of Duty isn't doing too great, to put it lightly. So instead of being miserable, I decided to take my content in an entirely different direction: platinum trophy and achievement hunting, completing hard, challenging games in their entirety for the audience's amusement. It's quite fun. For most creators, a shift in content can be really stressful because numbers could potentially dip, and it could take a while for those numbers to come back up, if they ever come back up. But thankfully for me, I didn't really experience that. The first ever platinum trophy video I did was on Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Why I picked that dog shit game is beyond me, but to this day, it is the most viewed video on this channel. And since I uploaded that video, everything changed. Over 20 platinum trophies and almost 200,000 subscribers later, the ROBMOB was born, and mine and my family's lives have been changed forever. This past year honestly doesn't even feel real. I've watched my wildest dreams come true before my very eyes, and it's felt like that goal of doing YouTube full time has just been just out of reach, just right there. But to be fully transparent with you guys, it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. The reality is, success isn't pretty. No matter what it is, starting a business, starting a YouTube channel, getting your college education, whatever that goal you have is, it comes with a price. I have been working shift work for almost 9 years now, since I graduated high school. 12-hour shifts, nights, days, weekends, holidays, you name it. Pair that with YouTube, which is also a full-time job. Don't let anybody ever tell you differently. And I've been working well over 80 hours a week, every week, for really the past couple years since I started taking YouTube seriously. The past few years, I have sacrificed a lot to make this dream a reality. Before I started YouTube, I was a very healthy guy in the gym 6 days a week. Still kind of fat, but I was also kind of strong. But honestly, the gym and my training has taken a back seat the last couple of years just because the more success I found on YouTube, the more demanding it's become. I just don't have a lot of time for it anymore. And considering from 2018 to 2020, I lost over 120 pounds and really turned my life around, it's been really hard on me mentally to not give my training and my physical health my undivided attention like I used to be able to. So that's been pretty hard. And my family, you know, God bless Emily, my wife, she's amazing. We have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, and they're growing up really fast, you know? Feels like they're growing up right in front of me. Haven't been to church much either, so sorry, God, about that. What I'm trying to say is, it has been an incredible experience since YouTube took off for me, and I will eternally be grateful for that. But realistically, I have come to a fork in the road. I cannot keep working a job 40, 50, 60 hours a week, coming home, doing YouTube 3 or 4 hours a night, then go train legs, then be a good dad, then be a good husband, and everything else I need to be. I deserve better. My wife and my kids deserve better. And quite honestly, you guys, my audience, deserve better. So I've made a tough decision. I quit. As of the time of recording this video, 12:52 p.m. on April the 16th, 2024, I have April the 17th, April the 18th, and April the 19th. And then I will no longer be employed, and I will be a full-time content creator. Come on, you bitch. You know, when I was jotting down some notes for this video, I knew I was probably gonna cry. I just didn't expect me to cry right there. This has been a very, very difficult process for me, just because I've kind of learned it really doesn't matter how much money you make. You're never going to be comfortable quitting your job to play video games full time, especially when you have a family that depends on you. But I don't have a choice anymore. It got to a point where my job was no longer paying me enough to make the sacrifices I was making for YouTube worth it. I had to pick the thing I was making the most money at. And to put it lightly, YouTube was drastically more money. Honestly, I don't really know what to say from here other than thank you. I have been working towards this goal for over 4 years now, And I'd be lying if I said there weren't days I kind of lost faith in myself. But every sleepless night, every video that got 50 views, every person that told me I can't do this or I should quit, it was all worth it. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank the ROBMOB for changing not only mine, but my family's lives forever. Like I said earlier, since I graduated high school, I've been working shift work, and I've been working shift work my children's entire lives. So this journey and this career I've chosen, it isn't just about me. It was also about putting myself into position to be there with Emily and my kids as much as I possibly can. Just knowing that, I don't have to miss Christmas or birthdays anymore. Thank you. You bitch, you bitch, you bitch, you bitch. But I didn't just make this video to toot my own horn or, you know, tell you I'm full-time now. Please give me your sub money. But it's also for anybody out there. Never give up. I know it's cliche. I know you've heard every successful person on the face of this planet tell you, never give up. It's the most cliche advice you could possibly give. But just know there is power in affirmation. There is power in taking action towards those words of affirmation. Whatever it is you're working towards, I promise you, it is attainable. It's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. It's not going to be a pleasant experience. You're going to lose friends. You're going to lose family. You're going to have to sacrifice a lot. But I promise you, whatever it is you want, you can have it. Lock in. Really exciting stuff going forward. I know a lot of you over the last year or so have been asking about a stream schedule and stuff like that, and I can finally have one of those now. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming up on the channel. Obviously we're going to keep doing our platinum runs, you know, the stuff you guys like, but I do have plans to kind of experiment with other types of content. So you never know. You don't know what we're going to get into this year. I just know that no matter what, we're going to be okay. ROBMOB forever. Be sure to follow all of my socials that are on the screen right now. Instagram, Twitter, Twitch and Kick, because we are going to be messing around with those now that I'm full-time and I can kind of give more attention to those two. YouTube streams aren't going anywhere. Don't worry. I know a lot of you freaked out one time when I mentioned Twitch and Kick. They're not going anywhere. But you know, just got to broaden my horizons. You know what I mean? The future's very bright. I appreciate you guys for everything. Thank you for making me a full-time content creator. ROBMOB forever.